Stepping up to the couch, it's Brian, who led the league last season in cracked screens. But with his new athletic case, it looks like that won't be the case. Touchdown, Brian!
Yo, what is up, guys? It's me, Zach Lee. Can't tell ya how good it feels to be back once again talking with you guys about the NBA and things going on within the NBA. So without further ado, let's get right into talking about things going on in the NBA. New York Knicks fans, for the longest time last year, y'all were going on about some pipe dream in which you landed LeBron James in free agency. Personally, I thought any Knicks fan who thought that LeBron would even think about going to the New York Knicks was probably on a little bit of something, or they were just absolutely insane. Anyways, I guess all of that's to say, I might owe an apology to the fans that I thought were legitimately crazy for thinking that LeBron was even thinking about going to the Knicks. LeBron James didn't go to the Knicks, but from the sound of it, he really considered it. As last night, after LeBron James and Dwayne Wade played their final game against each other in the NBA, they had a little bit of a conversation that we got to hear. As Dwayne Wade said to LeBron, yo man, thanks for letting it end here in a nice place like LA and not back in Cleveland. And then LeBron James said this: it was either going to be here or at the Garden. That's what LeBron James said. You can hear him say that. And now the Garden. Look, there's only 3 real gardens in the entire world, all right? There's Madison Square Garden, where the New York Knicks play. There's the TD Garden, where the Boston Celtics play. And there's Olive Garden, where I might be going for dinner today. Those are the only 3 gardens in the world that LeBron James possibly could have been talking about here. And we can already eliminate one in the TD Garden, because LeBron James would have taken his talents to the TD Garden. Kyrie Irving, I don't even want to try and explain the feelings that would be going through that man had LeBron become his teammate again. Anyways, to recap, LeBron James is almost a Knick, but he's not. And if you're a Knicks fan, well, screw it. You might be better off for it, because now you have a chance of getting Zion Williamson in the draft. And if you're a Knicks fan, don't even let that get you down for a second. Don't let the fact that you almost had the best player in the world come play for your team, don't let that even bother you. You know why? You guys still got a really bright future. You got a lot of young and nice players over there. Even Emmanuel Mudiay is starting to look pretty decent this season. You got a bright future ahead of you. No need to have your head down over missing out on LeBron James. You could be a lot worse off. Y'all need to be thankful that you're not in as bad a position as the Houston Rockets seem to be in right now. Imagine that your favorite team went to the Western Conference Finals last year, took the Golden State Warriors to 7 games, were this close to being elected the team to go out and beat Cleveland in the NBA Finals and win a championship. That was supposed to be the Houston Rockets last year. They were this close. Now imagine that same team the very next year, a third of the way through the season, is this close to entering full-on panic mode. I mean, Eric Gordon is out here talking about he ain't having fun no more, even when they're winning games, because they're not playing the right way. James Harden is dropping 60-point games, and the Rockets are still losing to teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers. You're gonna be craying Chris Paul $40 million when he's 38 years old. Your bench is so bad that when Eric Gordon has to start when Chris Paul goes down with a hamstring injury, Michael Carter-Williams might be your best player off the bench, and he's still been on the decline ever since his rookie season. I mean, just flip Michael Carter-Williams' stats upside down and they start to look like a typical NBA career leading up to their peak year. Man's got a career like Benjamin freaking Button. Starts off amazing, but by the time you're supposed to be hitting your prime, you're absolute trash. And on top of all of that, on top of the dysfunctional mess that they got going on right now, whatever's going on with the Houston Rockets is causing them to be this bad this year. They're looking at a player like J.R. Smith to be the answer to their problems. That is right, the Houston Rockets are starting to take their pursuit of J.R. Smith a little more seriously now. They think that J.R. Smith is the answer to their problems. I'll say this one more time. Knicks fans, be happy that your organization isn't in the same position as the Rockets right now. The Rockets here are like a freaking sinking boat. And in order to try and save themselves, they threw Carmelo Anthony overboard, hoping that the weight difference that made will be enough to stop them from sinking. But it hasn't. Real quick, Denver fans, I am pulling for y'all. This injury thing that y'all got going on so far this season, yeah, it ain't cool. Last year, you guys had to play a couple of months without Paul Millsap, and more than likely because of that, you missed out on the playoffs. Denver wasn't eliminated till the last game of the season when they lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and if Paul Millsap had been playing for those 2 months that he was out, it's safe to say that they never would have been in that position in the first place. So injuries really cost y'all playoff spot last year. And now, I guess the basketball gods want the same thing to happen this year too. See, the Denver Nuggets have already been without Will Barton, their starting small forward for a majority of the season so far. However, despite that, they managed to prevail and still be one of the most respectable teams in the Western Conference up until this point. But I guess the basketball gods saw that, and they're like, well, congratulations, Denver, you passed the first test. You can win without your starting small forward. Now, how about you try that without your starting shooting guard and your starting power forward? As we got reports out saying that Gary Harris is going to have to miss about the next month with a hip injury. But not only that, a couple days later, we got reports out that Paul Millsap will be out for a month and a half because of a toe injury. The basketball guys really don't want to see you guys in the playoffs yet, Denver. Like, not in the slightest bit. And lastly, I did save this one for last because I needed to have a little heart-to-heart with Boston Celtics fans here. I need a little private conversation with the Boston Celtics fans that I have here. See, what is it, Celtics fans, that makes you guys in particular think that you're gonna get your hands on every star player that becomes available just because you got all the young talent and draft picks that any team could possibly hope to acquire? I mean, it's true, and I'm most likely just jealous because whenever a star player becomes available, I can't even have fun imagining how my team could get that player because I know it's not going to happen. But you guys think you're gonna get everyone, and you probably could get anyone you really wanted, but you're just waiting for that one special player to become available, Anthony Davis. As last night, Celtics fans made it crystal clear exactly the player that they want to see playing for their team, Anthony Davis. As during the Pelicans vs Celtics game in Boston, when Anthony Davis was introduced as a starter, the Celtics fans cheered for him as if he was one of their own.
30, Julius Randle, also from Kentucky, number 23, Anthony Davis.
Now, Celtics fans did do the same thing a couple of years ago, the year before Gordon Hayward was about to be a free agent, and it worked then, so it very well could work again. That is going to do it for this video though, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, why not go ahead and smack that like button and subscribe to the channel as well, so you guys can talk with me about basketball every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That being said, thank you once again for watching. You guys are the real MVPs, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow. But until then, I am out of here. Peace.